So when it comes to internal linking, that's a really important part of your on-page SEO strategy, and a part that you can get a lot of benefit from. So what is internal linking? How does it work? How do you implement it? I'm going to talk about all of that in this video. Now, I'm going to show you a quick guide to one of my friends online. He's made a nice tutorial on his blog about internal linking. So I'm just going to use his rather than reinventing the wheel. So about internal linking and why it's so important. Now, obviously this is links in your content to other parts of your website. So what does a silo look like? So he's got a nice visual here. That's the home page, that's tier 1 and that's tier 2. Potentially some supporting articles these tier 2 and tier 3 links would be. Homepage is your homepage, the most powerful and probably the most prominent page in your website. Now these tier 1s would tend to be power pages that then have supporting articles going to them that might also have other supporting articles going to them. Now what you essentially want to do with your internal links is, for example, this is your main money search term here, which might be selling cars. Now you might have something else under here that is semi-related to selling cars, but it's a slightly different search term and it deserves a page in its own right. So that might be that page there, and below that you might have some localized supporting content to catch localized areas or something else. Now what you want to do is make sure that you internally link to the main power page, which is going after the most well searched search term that you have in your website. And creating that internal linking structure is basically passing the juice and the power to the most important pages on your website. So it's relatively simple and straightforward. If you want a specific page to rank well for a competitive search term, then you basically point links from other semi-relevant pages to that page to show Google that that page is the authority. Now, you can't just randomly link any old page. Now there's more to it than this as well. Obviously Google's bots will crawl through your website and you want them to flow onto the most relevant pages. So you can create a virtual silo using these internal links as well, and you can define the hub pages on your website. So does this work? Does this make an impact? Now you can see here Andy took this website, done a good bit of internal linking structure and got a massive increase in traffic. Now it then kind of plateaus as you would expect, and then he done some more and boom, it increased it again. So internal links are so important for your website. Now how will you audit your internal links, or how do you look at them? You want to make sure that your anchors are not being overused. You want to see if there's any anchor opportunities that are missing, or you want to see if there's any incorrect anchor text being used as part of your internal linking structure. Now that is really important. Now you can use different tools to build internal links such as Ahrefs, and it will show you the best pages by links as seen in the diagram here. You can also check links flow on crawl. You can look at Search Console to see which of your pages has the best internal links, and you can also use Google Analytics to see what is the most important pages on your website in terms of customers hitting those pages. And between all of that should give you a rough idea of which pages should be important and which are not. But you've also got Sitebulb as well, which gives you a crawl map and stuff like that. Now, what are your hub pages? That is something that you will want to consider, and these are the ones that you want to rank for the most generic well-searched terms for your website. Now, which are your power or source pages? These are different names that people use to talk about pages, and you know, it's really up to you, but basically you're going to have a main power page, and then you're going to have supporting articles, power pages, or whatever you want to call them. Now, how many times should you use keywords and various other bits and bobs are all on this particular page. Now, obviously you want to mix everything up the best you can when it comes to internal links, but you still want to keep it relevant. Now, how do you do this? Now, do you really want to sit there and go through all of this stuff manually? Personally, I don't. Now, I use WordPress, and there is a plugin called Link Whisper, and this is an amazing tool, and it costs a fee per year to use it, and it's something like $67. Now, you can get this, it's a WordPress plugin, and it basically gives you link suggestions when you're writing, and you can quickly find and build internal links to your old posts that need more internal links. And it automatically links from keywords of your choice, so you can get it to auto link, and it gives you a whole bunch of reporting, broken links reporting, and everything else, and it's very fast and easy to use. Now, I will show you how that works. Now, I've got it in my website. Now, obviously I've got an article on here that's just been published that maybe has 1 or 2 internal links in it. It could be doing with more. And down at the bottom here, this is where Link Whisper kicks in. So I can add an internal link to my terms and conditions where it's relevant on this, and I can also add an internal link just by ticking this box, and it's talking about traffic, which I can then send to a paid traffic for affiliate marketing URL on my website. So I just click that button, and that will automatically add those links straight away for me, and you'll see that that's it, done, success. Then I would just simply update the page, job done. Now, you can manually go through and add your internal links. You can get a spreadsheet and you can map this stuff out and simply just go to here, if that was going to be the anchor text, add a link and do that. But when we have automation and tools that can cleverly piece all of that together, then you might want to look at Link Whisper. It just makes the job a hell of a lot easier and a hell of a lot less tedious. So have a look at Link Whisper. I think it's a great tool, and it can help you build an amazing internal linking structure without thinking too hard about it. But internal links are really important, and not only for showing Google the most prominent pages and passing that power through different pages on your website, but also it allows to basically join all of the dots to the most relevant pages on your website, creating a nice virtual silo, and it just gives you the opportunity to join all of those dots for Google to love your website and basically see exactly what you're doing through your internal linking structure. So that is another important part of your on-page SEO that is going to help you move the needle somewhat.